So Lakers win 113-106. LeBron scored 34 points, 8 assists, 6 boards. Giannis scoring 25 points, 12 rebounds. Here's Dave McMenamin asking LeBron after the game about matching up against Giannis.
Is there any satisfaction in having success against Giannis? You're now 16-5. Your teams are 16-5 in your career against him, and he's 10 years younger than you, and he's the back-to-back MVP. Yet you're still able to find success.
Nah. I think you know me. I think all you guys know me. It's never been about individual. It's all about the team success, and that's all that matters. I can care less about that. I just try to play well and help our team win versus any opponent, and that's what it's all about.
So I will say later in that same press conference, one of the other reporters said, right, but you did say when Giannis beat you out for MVP, you were, quote, pissed off. So there has to be something there. I mean, you coached LeBron for a long time in Miami.
Yeah.
Do you buy him downplaying the rivalry talk?
It's not a rivalry.
Right.
I think there were too loosey-goosey with the word rivalry these days. When we were growing up, a rivalry was Magic and Bird. Dr. J.
And some blood had to be shed, too.
Come on, what are we talking about?
Rivalry.
That's not a rivalry yet. And so, LeBron is competing against history. Mm-hmm. So when he didn't get MVP, it was more thinking historically what I didn't get. It wasn't about Giannis beating him or anything like that. So, again, I think LeBron is looking at it. I think he's being honest. I'm looking at it from a legacy standpoint. I'm not looking at it as an individual competition. And it's not right now. Although Giannis is one of the great players in our league, he hasn't done enough to make this a rivalry. And it doesn't become a rivalry really to me until you get in the finals, really, and you start beating each other up.
At least the Eastern Conference Finals or something.
But not have to be a finals. And so they got to beat each other up in the finals a couple times before we start talking rivalry.
LeBron is here for one thing, and that's championships.
Yep.
That's it.
Plain and simple. You know what I mean? I think individual matchups are more for younger players chasing that throne. You know, when LeBron was coming up chasing Kobe, that was a big deal. And whether he admits it or not, it was. But LeBron is here for one reason. He can care less about who he's playing. The goal is to win, continue to improve, and be healthy for the finals. So he can care less about this. I agree with him.
No doubt about it.
No, it's fascinating. And look, when LeBron versus Steph, that felt like a rivalry, right? 5 years meeting.
Yeah,
right?
that's a rivalry.
That's a rivalry.
4 years meeting in the final, all of that. I mean, that just felt.
But here's the crazy part. We're talking about a 36-year-old man.
Well, that's
insane, right? People are chasing him. He's not.
Right.
He has nothing to prove with individual matchups at this point in his career. So.
Does Giannis have a rival right now?
That first or second round of the playoff. That's about it.
Wow.
Hey, look, Matt, I can't say none of that. Matt Barnes is going to keep it as real as possible.
That is the realest
I can't follow that.
All right, guys, I want to switch gears because we got to talk about what's going on in Utah. The Jazz have won a league-best 7 straight games after beating the Pelicans last night, 129-118. Utah now tied for second place out west, just a half game behind the Lakers. So, Matt, is the NBA, are the casuals, as producer Danny says, sleeping on the Utah Jazz?
I don't think so. I think that the league knows that this is a very solid team, similar being built to how San Antonio was built, with just a solid coaching foundation, a solid organization, and players you can pull in and pull out. What I'm interested in watching is what Shaq said to Donovan Mitchell last night. And some people took it negative. The competitor in me took it as a challenge.
Yes.
Like, Donovan Mitchell is going to be on a mission the rest of the season. The rest of the league better look out. I think he's going to continue his great play, but I think in order for them to advance to the playoffs, they need one more consistent 20 to 25 point scorer to match up with Mitchell. But I think Mitchell's going to be on a tear now.
Yeah, and I think what we're seeing is the first time this is a healthy Utah Jazz team. They got all their bullets right now, and that the addition of Mike Conley that we didn't really get to see get going, Bogdanovich, all of these guys now, and Denver is looking a little shaky, and Utah filled that slot quick.
Yep.
And so, in the West, it can move fast, so it's going to be interesting to see how Denver responds in this season. But I'm telling you what, you got bona fide superstar in Donovan Mitchell, and the fact that they signed Rudy Gobert and they solidified that duo, I think that really built a lot of camaraderie and confidence in the overall team, and knowing that we're moving forward with these guys and everybody else filling your roles.
Shout out to Quinn Snyder. He's been doing a great job.
Awesome. Like I said, He's the one coach who I think is a great coach, and I want to hang out with him. That's my guy. He is the coolest.
He was assistant coach with the Lakers when I played for the Lakers. Great guy.
Great guy.
And look, there's teams, all sorts of teams are going to tweak right around and before the trade deadline. Maybe the top contenders like the Lakers or the Clippers would do that too. But it's teams like the Jazz, teams like the Nuggets that I'm watching to see, do they want to add that next piece, right? If Bradley Beal becomes available, what would that look like on a couple of those kinds
Zach
of teams?
LaVine. People are sleeping on Zach LaVine. He's
100.
another big scorer.
Yep, absolutely. So that's another one to watch too, is teams are ascending, a team like the Jazz that wins 7 straight, and suddenly the front office starts thinking, all right, we got something that could actually challenge for a title if we just tweak, and there we go.
Health. All
right. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.